We're in position.
Imagine a bank, Societe Generale in Nice, France, a bastion of security and reliability. Housed within it, a vault said to be impregnable, the last word in safety. But what if it wasn't? Enter Albert, an average man with a secret mind for grand schemes. Armed with nothing but cunning, intellect, and daring audacity, he notices a shocking flaw. The bank's vault, a labyrinth of treasure boxes, lacks an alarm system. Can an ordinary citizen really pull off an extraordinary heist? In a world where the walls guarding wealth are considered invincible, can one man defy the odds? Embark on this thrilling journey with us as we delve into the mind of the mastermind and unravel the audacious plot that shook the world. The 27 hours of darkness marked the most breathtaking bank vault escape in history. This is no movie. This is real. As Albert entered the Societe Generale bank, his intentions were far from ordinary. Renting a safe box, he gained privileged access to the heavily guarded vault. Ensconced in the privacy the bank generously provided, Albert began his reconnaissance. His eyes drank in every detail, meticulously examining the vault, a camera subtly capturing every corner. It was during a casual conversation with a neighbor that a seemingly impossible idea began to form in his mind. The vault, he learned, lacked an alarm system, an oversight that whispered promises of an undisturbed heist. Albert, ever the innovative thinker, conceived a daring plan to use Nice's vast underground sewer system as a conduit into the bank. This audacious scheme hinged on one crucial aspect: digging a tunnel from the sewers straight into the heart of the bank. As this daring idea took root, Albert was set on a path that would soon shake the city of Nice to its core. Understanding that he couldn't pull off such an audacious plan alone, Albert set his sights on the gritty underbelly of Marseille. In the shadowy corners of the city, he found his partners in crime, a notorious group known as the Sewer Rats. Renowned for their underground operations and disdain for the law, they were the perfect accomplices. Intrigued by the boldness and potential profit of Albert's plan, they eagerly agreed to lend their expertise. Albert returned to Nice armed with more than just resolve. He now had the manpower and illicit experience necessary to break into the seemingly impregnable vault. The Sewer Rats, true to their name, brought a wealth of knowledge about subterranean operations, and their network provided the necessary tools for the endeavor. From radios to alert of unexpected police presence to traditional digging equipment, the stage was set, the players were in place, and the audacious operation was about to commence. Albert's plan to dig into the underground sewer system was no small feat. Armed with traditional digging tools, his team set out to carve a 30-foot tunnel underneath one of Nice's busiest avenues. A perilous task laden with countless challenges. The area was confined, hot, poorly ventilated, and most importantly, their work could not be heard from the street above, making every strike of the shovel a risk. Realizing the health hazards, Albert took measures to improve the working conditions. They smuggled in a ventilation tube and a half-mile electrical cable, tapping into a nearby garage's electricity supply. The introduction of artificial light and ventilation not only made the environment bearable, but also enabled them to work more effectively. Yet the physical demand of the task was intense. So much so that teams were formed, each working for 10 minutes before resting. A delicate dance between human endurance and the ticking clock. It had been 9 grueling weeks of subterranean toil for Albert and his accomplices. Through the dusty, suffocating underground passageway, their tunnel finally ended at the vault's wall, the final barrier between them and their coveted goal. The audacious team began to bore through 12 solid inches of reinforced concrete. Their heartbeats echoed the jackhammer's relentless rhythm, a symphony of anticipation and dread. Each swing of the hammer, every twist of the drill bored deeper into the wall and closer to their dream. The drilling took far longer than Albert had planned, the clock ominously ticking away the precious minutes. And then, at 2 o'clock on a Sunday morning, their persistence finally paid off. The last layer of concrete gave way, and they found themselves standing inside the impregnable vault. It was a scene right out of a dream, rows upon rows of safe boxes, each a mystery, each promising untold riches. Amidst the metal and concrete, in that fortress of solitude, they paused to celebrate their daring success. They feast like kings on a meal carried in through the tunnel, rejoicing in their audacious triumph, even as the stolen jewelry, gold, and money lay gleaming around them. This was their moment of ultimate triumph, a moment born out of meticulous planning, audacious courage, and backbreaking toil. But as they reveled in their victory, the hands of the clock kept moving, bringing them closer to the dawn of the real challenge: getting away with it. As the dust of the broken concrete settled, the gang found themselves standing inside the Societe Generale bank vault, a veritable cavern of wealth. The sight was more than any of them could have anticipated. Rows upon rows of safe boxes filled to the brim with all sorts of precious items. Their hearts raced, the reality of their audacious act sinking in. For the next 27 hours, Albert and his gang labored in the dim artificial light of the vault. They used specialized tools to break open the safe boxes one by one, discovering an astounding collection of jewelry, gold, and cash. Each cracked safe box was a reward, a treasure chest of riches that fueled their efforts, their fatigue forgotten in the face of such spoils. In the middle of their operation, an unexpected gift landed in their lap. An armored van, following regular procedures, made a night deposit through a small chute that led directly to the vault. A suitcase full of money joined the already impressive loot, a bonus from the heavens that added to the relation. Before departing the vault, in a bold act of defiance, Albert spray-painted a message on the vault's wall, leaving his mark for the authorities to discover. Without weapons, without violence, without hate. A chilling reminder of their audacity, a testament to their meticulous planning and daring execution. As they slithered back into the darkness of the tunnel they'd emerged from, they left behind a vault scarred by their deeds. And yet, for Albert, the game was far from over. After the audacious heist, law enforcement swung into action. Their first break came when they unearthed ties between the crime and the notorious sewer rats gang. The authorities, initially puzzled by the intricate knowledge of the sewer system used by the criminals, now had a probable explanation. The sewer rats' intimate understanding of the underground network had facilitated the gang's daring tunnel into the bank. The revelation sparked a frenzied manhunt, leading to multiple arrests. As days turned into weeks, the most dramatic breakthrough came. Albert, the unassuming mastermind, was apprehended while attempting to sell gold ingots, a part of the unrecovered loot. The mild-mannered man who was once just another face in the crowd was now under the piercing gaze of the law, his astonishing audacity laid bare for all to see. This was just the beginning of a saga that would continue to shock and confound investigators. Even under arrest, Albert was a man of many surprises. He had confessed, yes, but not out of guilt or remorse. It was a strategic move, a calculated play to keep his beloved wife out of the authorities' crosshairs. In exchange for her safety, he offered to cooperate. He recounted the meticulous plan, spoke of the thrilling execution, and portrayed a vivid picture of the audacious heist. But Albert's surprises didn't end there. One day, while in a meeting with the judge, Albert offered to elucidate further details of the operation. Unfurling a map of the city's sewer system, he stood behind the unsuspecting judge, meticulously pointing at their path beneath the city streets. Suddenly, as if guided by an unseen force, Albert turned, sprinted, and leaped out of the first-floor window. A stunned silence swept the room. Albert had escaped, disappearing into the chaos of the streets, as elusive as the shadows cast by the setting sun. Albert's dramatic leap from the first-floor window of the judge's office left the city breathless. A mastermind, a fugitive, now elusive and uncatchable. The public stood astonished, the police dumbfounded. Their key suspect, their primary lead in the investigation of the century's greatest heist, had vanished into thin air. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, yet the city's law enforcers remained unable to trace Albert's whereabouts. He had seemingly faded into obscurity, slipping through the grasp of a desperate police force. Yet Albert wasn't completely off the radar. His presence was felt through a series of provocative messages and photographs that started surfacing in the media. Each photo a glimpse into Albert's tauntingly carefree life. Each message a slap in the face of the investigation. The audacious criminal not only escaped the claws of justice, but was also audaciously flaunting his victory. In the wake of Albert's daring escape, life had to go on for these he left behind. Central to this was his wife, the woman he had endeavored to protect throughout this daring caper. She made the heart-wrenching decision to stay in Nice, the city that bore witness to her husband's audacious crime. As the whispers about Albert's escape echoed in the streets, she walked them bravely, head held high. Far from the life of crime, she dove back into her profession as a nurse, seeking solace in the act of healing others while grappling with her own pain. A testament to resilience, she charted a course through the life her husband's actions had shaped, choosing integrity over escape. By 1989, Albert's time was drawing to an end. not because of the long arm of the law, but a more relentless adversary: lung cancer. His final days were far from the extravagant vault he had once conquered, but the echoes of his audacious plot continued to reverberate. The stolen treasures, the tangible symbols of his daring escapade, remained hidden, forever lost in the annals of unsolved mysteries. His legacy was etched not only in the cold, untouched millions, but also in the minds of those who found themselves ensnared in the aftermath. The heist had forever altered the landscape of Societe Generale Bank, the ripples extending to the shocked customers and the baffled investigators who had come so close, yet remained so far from capturing him. His escapades were a testament to the thin line between audacity and brilliance. Albert's story came to an end, but the shadow of his actions continued to cast a thrilling pall over the realm of heist lore.